there's a parable that was shared by Jesus. The parable is found in, I'll not read all of it, but it's found in Matthew chapter 25. And in this parable, there's a man who has 3 servants. We know it. Then he gives the servants, back then they called them talents, but I think it's just money, gold. He actually gave them pieces of gold. So he gives one 5, he gives another one 2, he gives another one 1. Then you know the story, right? So the one who's given 5 goes and does what? Goes and invests. The one who's given 2 invests. So 5 and 2 invest. But the one who's given 1 did what? He took that 1 talent and he dug a hole and he buried it safely. So it was secure. He didn't want to he didn't want to gamble with the master's gold. So when the master comes back, again you know the story, the one with 5 did what? Gave the master 5 plus 5. The one of 2 gives the master back 2 plus 2. They went and invested, and then after that they got profit. The one who gave 1 did not, and of course accuses the master. You know, you reap where you did not sow. We know you, wewe tunakujua unapenda tu kula pesa za watu nini. I'm even surprised he was talking to his master like that, but anyway he did. But what I would like us to focus on is what the master tells him. Not the first part of what the master says, but the second part. The second part in my King James version, I think because of this I should not be moving, eh? You see, move. Otherwise atakuwa anafanya tu hivi atasonga hivi na kifuata. So in Matthew chapter 25 verse 27, my old King James version says, "Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with something called usury," which is not English that we know, but I got a version that I think we will understand here. And then after that I will now introduce the speaker of today. The reason why we have come is to listen to Clinton. So let me just read this quickly. It says that this is more understandable English. It says, his master replied, I will not read that part. 27, it says, "Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers. You should have taken my money and done what?" This is Jesus. Yeah, so Jesus appreciates entrepreneurship. He's talking about investment. Jesus himself, of course, in a parable, but Jesus says that the master says you should have taken my money and deposited it with the bankers. This is now my version here, so that when I return, I would have received it back with interest. So this is language that I'm sure Clinton will be talking about. Why are we here today? We are here for several reasons. One is to recognize the efforts of one of us. You know, sometimes they say you should celebrate someone when he's still what? When he's still alive. Don't wait until speeches ndefu. So we are here to recognize and celebrate Clinton and appreciate his efforts. That's number one, and honor what he has done, not only to us here, but to the city of Kilifi and the county of Kilifi. I'm sure if Kilifi businessmen were called and you don't see Clinton there, then that meeting is not serious. When Mungaro calls business people here, na usimwone Clinton hapo, hiyo sasa haijaanza, meeting haijaanza. So we are here to appreciate Clinton and tell you that what you are doing is we appreciate, we recognize it. just the same way we will recognize. And I think we should have a series of recognizing all of us are contributing in one or another. So today we are going alphabetically. Clinton C, alafu next ni D. Nani anaitwa anaanza na D hapa? Bas, Daman, Damari, you're next. Itakuwa live on YouTube. Yes. And then number two, not only to appreciate and recognize and celebrate Clinton, but also to be inspired. I think maybe but the second part of being inspired by what he will tell us, being motivated, right? And also being challenged. Don't usikae tu keti kuna excuses nyingi na story nyingi. Yes, but be challenged where you are to from his experience and his journey, and then also learn from. So if you're someone who writes notes, I think today is the best time to write down a few things. I see he has slides. He may be willing to share his slides with us maybe after the presentation. Cindy? Yeah. So I want to tell you how we will run this session. I see we started on time. We started on time 2 hours later. So time is not a problem. 2 hours later on time to answer. Yes, we were supposed to actually end here, Clinton. So I think we should stand for a closing word of prayer. That's where, I mean, if kama tunafuata hii poster tulitumiwa kwa internet. But anyway, so the beauty of today is that before we've been having these meetings, but we've been talking of philosophies. I've been coming here and I give you theories. Vitu download kwa internet ndio napatia. But today, Clinton is not downloaded from the internet. This man has wounds of battle, of war to show you that nimekuwa kwa war. You know, he can show you the wounds he has received going through this experience of his. So I think this is a more useful presentation than the previous one. So this is now real life. This is not sio porojo hapa unapatiwa. So it's real. So we will have a few questions. We've divided it into 4 parts. So I'll ask him a couple of questions, then I'll sit down. Then after that, Clinton will respond to them. They're not in any particular order. We tried to make sense, but maybe they will not necessarily flow. But we will take 3 questions. Clinton will respond, and then after that, you may have 1 or 2 questions. I will only take 2. Then we proceed, and then 2. Then we continue. Then after that, once he's done with this, if there's more time, we will ask more questions. And if there are no questions, you don't have to have questions. I know you are aware of that. If you don't have, we flow. So now, without further ado, of course, we all know Clinton. Clinton is the C of MC Beauty. If you've been to the establishment MC Beauty and you wondered what the C is, the C stands for Clinton. I don't know what MA stands for, and he may tell us or not. But at least today we have the C of MC Beauty here. Clinton Ngesa. Karibu sana. Yes. I will now ask Clinton a few questions, and then he will take over. So I prepared a few questions to lead our discussion. Yes, and these are the questions that I have for Clinton to start with. One, Clinton, give us a brief background or introduction of yourself, of course, including what he trained in his profession, his training, his education. So he'll give us a background so that we understand who Clinton is from that perspective. And then number two, we'll ask him why he decided to go into business and not seek employment. Yes, why didn't he, for example, apply for a job at USA? Why did he do that? Or apply for a job at Kenya Commercial Bank or World Bank? You know, why did he decide to start a business? So he tell us that. And then number two, why did he decide specifically to start a business in the beauty industry? Mbona hakuona mimi nikauza mbolea ya ng'ombe? Why did he decide to sell fertilizer? You understand? Or I'll be selling land, or I'll be selling vehicles, or why this particular beauty industry? So maybe he tell us what guided him to that. Because there's so many businesses, you unaweza fanya. Unaweza uza maji. But he decided he will do beauty. So he will tell us a little bit of that. And then I'll ask him again, when he was starting, did he have fear? You know how when you're wale ambao huwa wanaoga na maji baridi. Me I'm afraid of cold water. So usually ukiniambia nioge na maji baridi nitafanya nini? No, it takes you a while before you get kwanza mtu anafanya hivi kwanza ndio mguu alafu unatoka pole pole unaeka alafu. So did he have that type of fear to get into the water? And did he find himself when he was finishing college, I'm assuming, procrastinating? So we'll start with those questions, then Clinton will respond, then we'll take two of those questions.
Thank you so much. I greet all of us. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah. The man in front of you is Clinton Gesa, and I'll briefly introduce who I am. Clinton Gesa is a young man born and raised in the slum of Langas, the second largest slum in the country of Kenya, Eldoret, and was raised with humble, God-fearing parents. Clinton grew up in a challenging environment which taught him resilience, hard work, and power of faith. My parents always emphasized in trusting in God and striving for better future, which shaped my determination and future. I went through school in Eldoret. I learned through primary. Thereafter, I joined secondary. I went to Sawagongo High School. People from Nyanza, you might have known the school. Thereafter, I was posted to Pwani University, where I did Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. While in campus, I realized beyond academics, I needed to develop practical skills and financial independence. This inspired me to start a business, despite having limited resources. I began offering door-to-door beauty service, focusing on professional quality. And I think this is where the mindset of doing business and overcoming fear came from. I was doing it door to door, but down in the mind, I wanted to give professional services. So at that time, Kilifi town had a few trained professionals in the industry of beauty, giving me the opportunity to fill the gap. So how did I begin to do the business? I began offering a door-to-door service. I began to give a door-to-door service, focusing on professional and quality. at which the time Kilifi had very few professionals in this industry of beauty. And this, there is a verse which really encouraged me to carry on and get started. This was Proverbs 22:29 that say, do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before obscure men. So, to me, I wanted to give the service in a professional manner, not just to do it like normal. Because if you want to serve the kings, you must have an art to master what you are doing. Because these people are the ones who want results. They don't want practical on them. So, these verses inspired me to commit excellence, knowing that my small beginnings will lead to something greater. I have a little background which exposed me to business. From a young age, I was exposed to entrepreneurship through my mother's businesses. I started helping her. She used to have a small kibanda, sell tomatoes, sell mboga, sell nyanya. I used to take care of that kibanda whenever I was home. Later after, she opened a shop, which during the holidays, I used to sell in that shop. And this enabled me to know customer service, how I could do sales, and how I could manage business. And this experience planted the seed of entrepreneurship in me and taught me the hard work and consistency that led to my growth. Why I chose business over employment. Many graduates today will look for job, but I felt drawn to entrepreneurship. I wanted a financial independence, I wanted flexibility, and I wanted the ability to create jobs for others. And this is what drove me to entrepreneurship, because if you look at our country statistics today, we have so many graduates yearly. Every year, universities drop, I don't want to use this term, but every year, universities give out graduates, people we believe are qualified. And the mindset of which we need to go and get that job which we were trained in. So to me, I focused on why should I go find job. I wanted people to come and ask job from me. So there is this verse in the Bible which really encouraged me, Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So I saw business as a gift from God and opportunity to impact lives. Why particularly beauty industry? Beauty industry is one of the fastest growing industry sector in Kenya today. And as I was coming in Kilifi, there was a big gap for professional beauty services. So I realized grooming and self-care are essential parts of everyday's life. And if grooming and self-care is something people will really need to do each and every day, this came as a testimony during the COVID-19. People are not going to job, people were not attending seminars, people are not attending interviews, but self-care, it's something mandatory which each and every individual will want. Men will still want to groom their hair. They didn't want to look shaggy. Ladies will really want to look smart, and they will still come and get these services. So I found beauty and self-care as a point which had a weakness for me to throw my energy and do each and everything that I could do the best for it. And that's why I'll continue giving Proverbs 29:2. This verse really motivated me to master my craft and provide the quality of what I wanted to give. And up to now, I can give you now the definition of entrepreneurship. Through that little story of mine, I find entrepreneurship as identifying, developing, and bringing business idea to life. So I identify an area which was fast growing. It was an idea, and I really wanted to bring it to life. So, and it involves a lot of risk taking, innovation, and value of creation, because the market is so competitive. And if you can't give value, you cannot stand in the market for a long period or for a long time. So entrepreneur, if you become an entrepreneur, you only simply aim to solve problem that the market needs. And there is a large problem that the market needs today to answer. Did I have fear when I was starting? Yes. Starting business while in campus, while you have limited resources, was not easy. And there is only the fear which is common in each and every business. Fear of failure. Will I start this business and it fail? Lacking capital. I really have I've already get the idea. But how am I going to put this idea into action? Because you don't have capital. You don't know where you're going to find the things to assemble the business you want. And will I get clients? So getting clients will enable you not to fail. And how will I get these people? So to remove this fear, I went again to the Bible. And Timothy, the second book of Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. If God has not given us the spirit of fear, He has given us power. And if you can motivate yourself and you know you have the power, and you need to put your mind sound so that you can think and be open-minded. So I prayed, planned, and took leap for faith, trusting God of success. And through this, I find the characteristic of entrepreneurship. You need to be visionary. You need to have the vision of what you want. You need to be creative. Because your vision is bigger than what you have, you need to be creative to know how you'll be started. And be getting creative, you don't need to start with the vision itself, but you'll start little so that you may be following your vision to understand what you want to get to. Another characteristic is risk-taking ability. If you can't risk-take, you will never get started. If you want to start today, you'll have to start. You don't need to be great to get started, but you just need to start it you have and just take risk, because in risk, when everything goes well, you'll have win it. But when things don't go well, you'll have learned a lesson and you'll know how you'll come back next time and you conquer it up. So let us never fear of setbacks, because setback is how we get to come back. It needs you to be resilient and it needs you to persevere. You may want it to thrive within 2-3 seconds, but never. It needs you to get the wounds, get rejected. Because when I was starting at door-to-door, challenge I could face was rejection. I know we face rejection, but you could go knock this door. They don't want even to see you. They close that door. You go next, knock the next door. It's even worse. You go next, the knock. You are seen like a thief. You ask yourself, should I go back home or should I continue? So it needs resilience. If I could go back home that day, I could have not made an impact today. So with those all rejection, I could go and meet people who really wanted to see you. Where have you been? And from there, the perseverance paid, because from the few doors I knocked and they opened, I could start to get referral. There is a boy who used to come here, we can send him to you. There is a boy who comes here. And that's how we used to do it. Hostel was the main target market. We used the hostel for students. After there, students used to go home. So after they go home, I don't want to go home because home, I feel there's some question mark, or it's worse than when you are home. When you go home, it's worse than when you are here. So you say, no, let me do it around. But again, the population was little in Kilifi by then. So if you could have covered this area, if you could have walked in this one area this day, the next area you'll go, you'll get nothing. The other area you say, I can't get back, but that area was good for me. It forced me to go back home. In the streets of Eldoret, I walked with a friend. We knocked businesses, and with that I was getting some income, which I could call now the capital that I wanted. So when you become an entrepreneur, you need to be a leader. You need to have leadership skills, and decision making is the most important thing. Because when you're a leader, your decision is really dependent with so many people. So entrepreneurship teaches you to make decisions, and your decision making needs to be very critical. If you lose hope because this door you knocked and they say, no, we don't want to see you, the other one gets worse, then you're a leader. Because being a leader, here is where everything rises, and here is where everything falls. And then this taught me to have adaptability and a skill for solving problems. So today it might get worse, or today I might fail this client who really depended on me. How will I solve this problem tomorrow so that I improve my services? Because the problem you face today helps you to solve the problem, helps you to solve the future's problem, and you'll not have such a shame in business, because problem in business are shame. So if you are able to solve the problem today, you face the problem today, and you are able to have a good problem solving skill, tomorrow you'll have saved the face of a business. I think
we can pause there, Clinton. Thank you very much. Already, even if we stop here, I think I've learned. Even at this point, we still have 2 more sessions of presentations, or 3. Anybody who has a question, as you think of your questions, Clinton, I have one question. You said your background is in biochemistry. Now, here there are people who are scientists. Of course, Rose is here. Rose, you also know. Oh wow! Did you know that Rose is here? And if you are a biochemist, any other biochemistry, now you should start also building. What are we doing biochemistry? So why you can easily get a job at Cambridge, but you decided. So I'm just trying to see how do you connect biochemistry. I know kwa kichwa ya wanawake kuna chemistry nyingi, kuna chemical. Hiyo ndio chemistry ama. Alafu wanawake ni biology, ni bio ni wanadamu na chemistry. Hiyo ndio uliona hivyo. Did you connect the biology of women and the chemicals ya kichwa? How did you decide? How do you connect biochemistry and beauty? Ama there is no biochemistry ulichukua ukaweka kando. That's a question for Clinton. Maybe he's thinking of the answer, or maybe he has it somewhere. Any other questions? that you can ask at this point? Of course, we can proceed. You can be thinking of more questions. I have many, but let me give other people a chance. So, do you apply biochemistry? Is my question. And then any other question? Anybody? Yes. Yes, Damari.
I have a question for you. How did you know you were able to make the nails? Because you started way back in class, and I could see you working at the hostel. Like, how did you know I'm able to put it on? I'm able to put inner leg. Did you undergo some sort of training before you started, or did you just walk up and say, then you buy this t-shirt and just start?
Okay, so those are two questions. That how did you know you can do it, and even how did you develop the skills of doing nails? Were you also doing hair, by the way? How many were nails at that time? It was
I
nails.
started with nails.
Started with nails, yes. So why nails? I'm just curious how you started. My last question before we answer, and then we proceed to the next part is, being a man of beauty, ukiniangalia, is there hope? Hata nikija kwenu mukate nywele scrub, nitabadilika kweli? Kitu naomba hii yangu niachane tu nayo. Hata hataki kusema, anasema jaduo wewe kaa tu. Ndio kuona baadaye after the presentation upige picha uende weke kwa kompyuta uone huyo hawezi saidia. Anyway, so Clinton, answer those questions, and then after that, we will move on to the next part. I will introduce, and Clinton will even take over. So the next part was a few more questions. I've asked the first one, how are you applying the background of biochemistry? And I'm sure Effie and Rose, I'm sure would be curious as well. And then another question, you've talked of capital. I think you talked a little bit about how you got capital. You told us of your story in Langas. By the way, I have been to Langas in Eldoret. I know it very well. So yes, so you got your capital door to door. You gathered your money with your friend. I think you've answered that. And then maybe you'll also tell us about the challenges you have faced. You know, when we see you, we see success, but I'm sure there are stories that you know of failure as well, and the number of times that you tried, you fell down, but as you're saying, you did not remain down, you got back up. By the way, Clinton, how many employees do you have? Approximately?
40.
40. This Clinton has employed 40 Kenyans. Ruto anajua hiyo.
Nalipa tax.
Kuna mtu akiare hapa. No, I can allow the clap in church. No, let's 40. You know, here we are less than 40. No count. This is because you 20. The Clinton has hired you times 2. That's true. No, congratulations. That's, and not only, you know, by the way, when you hire 40 people, you are not taking care of 40 people. You take care of 40 people, their mothers. Clinton, if you stop today, there is a mother somewhere who will say, Clinton hajalipa. Their mothers, their children, there are people who are taking their kids to school because Clinton cannot give up. He must continue. It is the pressure kidogo, lakini it's good pressure. Back to you.
Thank you. I think I'll start with Dama. How was I able to know I can do nails? Say, when I was in campus, I was getting my education, but I came to realize I need a practical skill so that could help me get a financial independence as a student. I know, you know how students survive in between the streets. Kuna kuinama and so forth. So for me, entrepreneurship was already the spirit I wanted in me. And for this, I wanted a practical skill because that's what could give me flexibility. I could, me being a student, I need time to be in class. Me being a student, I need to be there to do my cards. I'll need to be there to do my exams. So I didn't want a job which someone could give me his time and take out all my time. So I wanted a practical skill. I identified a field in which I can get a practical skill, and I found interest in beauty because with the exposure of other towns, I could look on which business are going on. And when I came to Kilifi, I could see there is a gap in this industry and it needs a professional. I had never done any nails. My sister is here. I never did her nails. My mother is, I never did their nails. But when I used to go to town, I saw beauty industry is growing and I see people need self-care. And so I said to myself, I want to be the one making these people happy. So what am I going to do? I'll start to learn this skill. And I learned it slowly. At some point, I was harsh on myself because I was not doing it good. I felt like I was stealing money for these people. When I was going around, I felt I was stealing money. And I wanted to give up. So, because I wanted a financial freedom, I said, no. For me to get this thing, I'll have to get people who are like-minded and help me where I'm doing mistake, help me know where I'll get best product, help me where I can really improve my skill. And that's how I saw in beauty industry I could start with nails because it was easy to carry the product of nails for me. It was easily available. So that's how I ended up practicing this skill. Then I'll answer.
Just to, is it a training that you underwent, or you learned from someone doing it, or YouTube? Like how did you?
Thank you.
Itself?
In our today's world, there is a lot of materials we can use to get any practical skill we want. We have sites like Coursera, which you can do any course you want to do. But for my case, this is something practical I wanted to see. So today, at night, I could spend my day in YouTube. So YouTube was my greatest teacher. After getting it to YouTube, I'll go to some things we call dummy. I try and do it. And I say today, if Dama passes by here, I'm going to do this art and I'm sure he will come back. And that's how that skill really developed. YouTube was the main teacher. And I'm using Dama because he really knows this story. I'll go and answer what Brother James has asked. If you look at him, can I make him look good? Yeah. You know, in beauty industry, we give answer to all discrimination. We give answer to and that's why we say, I chose to be a dresser because I wanted to make you feel happy. And how can I make you feel happy? Bring out your expression. And if I bring out how you express your expression, that means I need to make you good than you came in. So as you leave that door, you'll feel you're different. You'll feel, I'm giving you the first confidence to go for your interview. Because you couldn't go with that shaggy hair. You couldn't go with that shaggy beard. You couldn't go with your hair unkept. So, any problem of hair we can solve. You have hair loss. We have products which can help do this. That's the goodness of the world we are living today. So how you come, you live differently, and there is a variety of product for different people with different issues. So it's like a clinic. You come in sick, you get your medication. That's how the beauty industry is. Am I applying any chemistry in my business today? Yes, of course. Biochemistry is an open field. It can be in food industry, it can be in cosmetic industry. It is the biochemical of the body. What you consume is what biochemistry is all about. So one thing I really learned when I was doing biochemistry, maintaining high hygiene standard. That's one thing, because you couldn't do any experiment and live or work in your workstation, working in a workstation that is messy. You could contract different things. So that's one thing that I carried out from that I use today. I need to be highly hygiened. 2, it helped me to understand skin and hair. And when I understand skin and hair, I will understand the product, the skin and the hair will want to use. I know today if I tell you your hair is made up of protein, I don't know if most of you will relate. And then I come and tell you your hair has chemical bonds. And then I come and tell you this hair that you see is dead. How can I explain that to a layman if my biochemistry is not there? This hair up here is dead. Why? And the hair follicle is alive. The hair follicle gets nutrients from the blood directly. It has the sebum directly. This is how my biochemistry helped me understand skin. So the hair up here is dead because it's not connected directly to any of these ingredients that the hair really need. That's why we do things called protein treatment. So my biochemistry have really helped me understand the skin and hair care product, and it has also enabled me to have knowledge of safety protocols and sanitation in the salon. And my education has allowed me to differentiate between different services and gain customers of trust, because through that knowledge is which I can explain to them and try to understand what they are going through, and if the results come out, they'll stick by me. So, and it has also taught me learning never stops. So learning continues, so keep on improving yourself. And I can remind us through the book of Proverbs 1:5. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. So continue learning. Starting a business was a challenge, and how could I get the capital? So one, you need to gain trust from clients. And how can you gain trust from clients? It's giving an excellent service. So whenever I could do any service, I could do it passionately. Even the person who lives there look at you and see you did this thing with a lot of passion, and that's how they will stick by you. And that's how I gained another capital Financial management. So when this finance was coming to me, how was I using it? How was I budgeting it? So I could look at what I could fix, and then the profit is never enough to spend when you are starting. You need to reinvest it again and become resilient, and you persevere more. And also another challenge I could face was balancing studies and the business, but this I managed effectively because at campus the classes were not that packed. There's a day I could have 2 classes, there's a day I could have almost no class, so they were a good day to go and look for capital. Competition is another thing as you look for trust from clients, and I ensured that my service were professional and unique. So if I realize Carlos want to make your nail, he will just come and file it and polish. So to me, I'll come and say, hey, I'll wash that feet. I wash that feet, I polish that feet. After polishing, I do a massage. When Carlos comes, he will tell Carlos, siku ingine. So knowing that he has already known another unique provision, and that we call it after sale. So gaining a client, you need to have an after sale package, which will give you trust with these clients. Let's see what James tells us in 1, 2 to 3. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trial of many kinds, because you know that testing of your faith produces perseverance. So through perseverance and prayer, all this obstacle I managed to overcome. And this gave me to know an entrepreneurial process, which was idea generation, identifying a problem in the community and becomes an opportunity. Do a market research, understand customers' need, and your competition is very, very key when you are doing your market research. How are they marketing? How are they offering their services? So market research is a very, very important thing in any other business you'll want to do. Am I selling clothes? My clients, will they live with just do you want a carrier bag? Yes. I bring the one we call them Uru bag. Chukua and go. But there's this guy who will sell his clothes, and after selling it, he will bring up the same Uru bag, but branded, plus his number. As the person leaves the store, I don't know how many people will be able to read it and maybe attract themselves to know the risk. So that's a process I noticed. You should know how you can beat your competition. Business planning for success. If you want to succeed in any business, you need to have a roadmap in which you will be following. After this particular period of time, or after I've gained such an amount, what is my next step? Because people want to see what is changing in your business daily. But when your business doesn't change daily, you'll remain the same. That's how sometimes I can talk to my students and ask them, do you want to be mtu wa kucha ama unataka kukua nail tech? Being mtu wa kucha, you will obtain clients which will come to you and see you in that small space for years, and they will look down upon you and they will want to oppress you. But being a nail tech, you'll be someone who will be creative. Tomorrow you'll show her this, you'll show another technology, and you say what is trending in the market. So that's how you draw your business roadmap. Funding and resources, securing capital and support. After you manage to collect these resources in little bit and reinvesting your profit, you get the capital of the vision that you drew as an entrepreneur. And executing growth is a very, very good thing in each and every entrepreneur. Launching, managing, and scaling the business is very, very, very important in any entrepreneurial process for any business. And we can get a biblical insight in Luke 14:28. For which of you, desiring to build, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Even God knows. Even God knows. And he reminds us in his book, how can we want to build a tower and you count if you can finish it? You'll not get started. It will be a challenge of year, and it will be a long thing for you to be started. I guess I'll pause from there.
There's a question? Any? Okay.
How do you feel sometimes when a preacher is preaching and they preach that whatever he is preaching about is going against the beauty, the adornment, like in second Peter? How do you feel? And how do you sometimes come to, you are with the church members, you want to sell your business? That is first. Another one. Did you just come, because I've not heard you telling us that I started from a small kiosk furniture or man. Yes, you are serving door to door. From the door to door, did you just come and say, actually I'm made a past identity from where you get shot from door to door? Another thing, if you have a business canvas, would you mind sharing with us?
A business?
A business model canvas. If you have a business model canvas, would you mind sharing with us? I know he's talking, he's also a business, so he understands. He understands.
So, number 3.
Morning.
Apart from beauty, I have also discovered that we bought some machinery that the computer right. So, what made you to come with that idea of buying several computers in a possibility to start your package? And your package is done and then computer. Oh, yeah, another machine. So, now, what made you to start buy the machine? And the next thing that even when I come to a computer, right, I IT. So can you refer for me as pay so that we can report one?
Show girls the money.
Anyway.
Those were 5. Any other? Maybe we can check those first. If there are others, we will.
There is this question. I want to evade it, but because it has been brought here, may the Spirit lead me how I'm going to answer it. Let me answer it last. After walking door to door, collected something little, and then by then I was a student. I was a beneficiary of something called HELP. So I want you to take us to that picture of my first workshop. Eh? Acha nikusaidie. Ni slide gani unaonyesha?
Unapata slide 15.
The picture is dull. Umepoteza. That after some door-to-door service, we had to manage to collect something little, and that was the first setup of MC Beauty. It was in the student center because at that time students were the client we used to serve so much. It was in Kibaoni. That was the setup. We did it simple with the budget we had, and that shop really didn't have fun. Joto. So that's when we could get the profit and reinvest in getting things like funds. That shop we used to do, when we were working, we used to do Q-Tex. And when we got there, we had to introduce another product called gel polish. So we are upgrading from Q-Tex, we are going to gel polish because we are sitting, and it's something that cures with UV. So we couldn't do that service when we were working. So introducing it, the market needed it because when we were working, people could ask for it. And we already knew what the market wanted. So from thereafter, reinvesting in profit because we need a good shop, you need to look professional, you don't need to look local. We shifted, now it came Corona, students are gone home. I can't go home because going home is another mess. We moved to somewhere in Kilifi stage. In Kilifi stage, we set up targeting the locals, and when you're having a business setup, there are three kind of markets. You need to know which market you are targeting. We have the low budget clients. So for that, for low budget client, and if I could really be there for many years, I could be still targeting them. These are clients who could bring complaints each and every time. So that was hectic, and I say I don't want to deal with low budget clients. I want to move to a higher level. So move to somewhere we get this middle class client. This one will come monthly, after a month. But looking with the vision, you want to give something professional and you want to be recognized as a professional, and you look it outside the country, people are getting paid and recognized in these fields, forced me to think otherwise and need another workshop that could give a more professional look, and that's how MC Beauty moved to Titanic, to give the professional look. And I think when I'll be talking to what next, I'll answer on that, and plus the what question Eric is asking. You know, Eric is my friend, so you know some little things about me. So the question he's asking is coming for what next, because I think you couldn't relate him asking me computers and beauty. So I'll give it on what next.
I think there's one. He's waiting for the Holy Spirit. So you can ask that one. Maybe.
So I think I've also been in the business for some time, and it's the resilience when you look at your profit that you're making, and you look at the work you're putting, it doesn't relate. Yeah? So if you sit down and you look at the profit, maybe it's your rent, maybe, of course, you are a student, but maybe rent is 3,000. And like, if you look at the profit and the time you put in, evading classes, because we're in the same classroom, evading classes, sometimes you don't pass the way you want. So you're putting so much work, and at the same time, you're losing something. So for another. So, and you look at the amount of time you put in. So you just sit down and say, what are you doing? So first, what kept you moving? Because these are the same challenges I faced, I know you also faced. What kept you moving? And how many years down the line are you at MCBT? Is it 6? Yani sahi nimehangapi MCBT? Like since you start. Yeah? So, and how is your profit model? Like trend, kuna gap. Kuna mtu anasema, pengine ulishaanza kumeka. Because in a business, kuna ile low profit. Kuna ile ndio unasema hii, nikiendelea kupata hii profit, hata sitalipa shop. Like it cannot be maintained. So, how do you transit now? So maybe 6 or 9 years. So, ilienda aje, ukasema hapa nilikuwa na ani. What took you to the other level? What special did you to take it to another level? Because many of us are stuck kwa hiyo level moja. Until tunachoka na hiyo kazi, tunaacha. So we run for employment. Tunasema sasa we shall to be profit. Like transiting to another level is what kills the business. But you, ukiangalia in 6 years, you manage because my target hour, ukapata move to another level. So what is this that made you ukasema hii ndio inafanya mpaka move to another level? And before tackle the next level, ni nini inafanya una transit? What is it?
Thank you. As I was talking on entrepreneurial processes, you had the idea and you want to generate it. You have to do the market research. And market research is you identifying what the rest of the market is doing for you to do it differently so that you can stand out. 2, there is competition out there. That's what really makes some other business don't grow. Are you recognizing your competitors in that field? If you recognize your competitor, then you'll really have to do something more than what they do so that you may stand out. That's the thing that keeps me moving. And how could I transit from one level to the next level? Because he says started from mobile service and gradually to a small salon. And then when you are at the ground, as an entrepreneur, I identify the gap and you answer the gap. When you are down in the market, you could you are still doing research. And when you are down there, they will ask for you, is there something like this available? So when I could go to the next level, I'll have to introduce a new service. Because how I've transited myself, someone who saw me in 2019, if today come to and ask the service that he wanted me, I was doing in 2019, I can tell them I'm different because I focused on another thing. I started by doing nails. And when we were doing nails, we could get the nails client. But if you look on the beauty industry, there are many things to capture. And you want everything in one house so that you can capture all these people. There is hair, there is grooming for gents. So these are what the market wants you to answer. In that particular market you're having, are these people, is this shoe you are selling? Are these people are selling open shoes alone? Or these people are selling ladies' shoes alone? And what type of shoes are they selling? So Number one thing, target market is also another thing. Am I targeting male or am I targeting female? And I can really say if I could think of another business, I'll think of a business that I'm targeting female. If it's about selling goods and service. Because women really support. Because women have really made who I am. And they're them who made me see men also need to be groomed. And when we were, the place I'm saying in Kibaoni, we used to do only nails. When we shifted, come to stage, we did nails, and I saw a gap in hair industry. So I had to train disciples so that I could have people who can do it instead of me, and I could focus because I'm a lead. I'm the entrepreneur. I should have the leadership skill, and I should know how to make decisions. If I really wanted to do it and do it alone there, I could still be there. But I saw no, I need some people to help me so that I can move. And that's how I trained my first student, because I needed not the work to stand there because of me, but the work can go on even when I'm not there. So I shifted from nails to hair, and that's how I became a hairdresser. And I came to realize there is a gap that is remaining. You'll need personnel because the business itself is appreciating. In case of where the business is not appreciating, you just go back and sit and look at your, what was my vision? What was my intention to sell? What gap was I feeling? Am I really feeling the gap? Is it my competitors who are making me not to thrive? Am I not having an after sale? How am I doing my marketing? Because let me use this brand, Safaricom. How many of you meet ladies in Safaricom on the ground doing some work? Safaricom. Are there Safaricom lines still sold up to date on the ground? Or you don't meet with these ladies? We meet them. Yeah, marketing is the strategy for every market, for every business. If you can't do marketing, you are not able to survive in this market. It's so competitive. So how am I doing my marketing? That could be the problem. Because as Safaricom has sold many lines, but they'll still send people go and sell them lines. Go and tell them Safaricom, talk about Safaricom. They'll paint shops. But in our era, marketing is being improved with digitalization. Can do things like digital marketing. We have social handles. We have websites. So the strategy in which you come with is which makes you survive in the market.
Yeah, I think we can. There was two questions from
The spiritual. Okay, you train your trainees. After training your trainees, do you offer them an employment so after training them, you get them out like institutions like they go, or you train them and employ them?
Thank you. When I was starting, I really needed people to help. And if I have seen the market and I've seen the gift of God in me through the business, in fact, almost in the 40 employees I'm telling you, it's only 10 I've not trained. But as I'm going forward, there is the pressure because you can't keep more than people, more than maybe the same 14 in one place. And that was the pressure of growing. There we had 3, you see we are small and the thing is growing, you need to go. So it's forcing me to start to open branches so that I can send them there. And also I'm connecting with other people in the industry, because at the position it has kept me, it's making me capable to connect with other people, and I can easily refer someone to the next salon, and they will have hand because they see our services and they realize if someone gets out from there really well equipped, and it's easy for me to refer. So with the beauty industry, I can really assure it's 98, or I can 98, I'm giving it too much. It's 90%. It's 90%. If you have the skill, it's 90%. 90% chances of you getting to do something. You can also start yourself. You can fill the gap of the market I left of walking door to door. If you want to walk that market is still open, because there are many of people, there are many brands that have risen, which I am the one who took care of them also. So I also count them as blessing of training. And maybe when I'll be talking to what next, I'll be giving out more detailed on that. So on the spiritual one, I can really, to me, I talk and say, may God help, because He's the one who gave it. And how am I guarding my heart to reach my spiritual growth? And another thing I can say is, I just say, let me do my best and leave God to the rest. What I can't control. Because when the preacher is doing it, he doesn't know it's Clinton specifically. Maybe some message is sending. If it will change, it will. If it will enable to bring some change, it will surely bring. Because the knowledge we get daily help us to grow our tomorrow, and also, it's the only thing I can say I really know. So I don't know when I can run and do another thing. And the best thing you can see, most churches, by the way, I'm sorry to say this, but most churches want a congregation which have a financial marshal. Because if they want to do a contribution, they'll want to look at this one can give, this one can give. And so they will never come to directly and telling you are doing the bad thing. So let the sermon be sermon, and let the Spirit of God work on it. Thank you.
I think we are now coming to the last part. It's still the one we wanted a business. You call it canvas. Is that a business model or something? Model, yes. That one, I think Clinton will answer that. But we're now coming towards the end of the talk. It has been, again, to me so far, it has been very illuminating. Very, I have learned. It reminded me of a lady somewhere as we get to the last part. A lady who when I was living in a city somewhere, and the husband was employed there, but this lady had gone to school to do something like food science. So she started a business of baking and selling cakes. A small one. But her cakes were really nice. So what she used to do, that Clinton has talking about competition and staying on top of your game, was whenever there was another shop like hers that was open, she would go and buy their cakes and go there as a client and then compare her cakes. This ones are soft, this ones are thick, and then improve on hers. So she kept, because I think even in the beauty industry,
Mifuko ya situ.
I'm sure if Clinton, if I was to ask you if the good ones, achana na wale kule nyuma ya nini, but how many competitors do you have? You know, sort of at that level, there are 2 or 3 others?
3 others.
3 others. Yeah, so competition is real, and clients are also not as loyal as we think.
Yeah.
Client ukimsumbua tu kidogo, ashaenda kwa ile mwingine. Yes. So I'm sure it is a challenge, but the final questions I have, I know you've talked of the word of expansion, and questions were asked, how did you expand again from door to door to Charwamai to stage to, and I think maybe you have even expanded beyond Titanic. You may have another branch somewhere, maybe you tell us about it. And then I think we've also talked of you remaining in this industry. I don't think you're looking for a job at Kemri anytime soon. But Rose and Becky, if you have a job for you can, now that you have trained people, they can handle MC Beauty urudi kwa lab. But anyway, so what I have to ask now is what next for Clinton? What is next? He has already done what he has done. He has attained that level of success. What is the next mountain he wants to climb? You know, mwanadamu haridhiki. That's question number 1. What's next? And then another question I'll ask is, other than MC Beauty and other than kanisa, what does he like doing for fun? Najua mwanadamu ni large. What does he do for fun? Ni mtu unapenda kula chakula ama swimming ama what do you do when you're not at MC Beauty and you're not here? So that we see Clinton from another perspective. Then the final thing is, what advice would you give? I know you've been giving us, and we've asked questions, but what are your parting shots now that, and I hope we have been taking notes. So when Clinton is done with this, I think we will then wrap it up, and then I'll hand over the program. Who takes over usually from here? Rose? Or Carlos, or I'll hand over to Elder Carlos. Mbona unacheka? Mbona anaingine huwa mcheki? I'll hand over to Carlos after this.
Ndio nimesema what next.
Yes.
If I may talk on what next for Clinton. As I continue growing in my entrepreneurial journey, my vision is to expand, impact lives, and to build a long-lasting legacy. And my next steps may include: 1, expanding my business and services. The goal is to increase the range of beauty services offered to cater to a broader market. You left going to a shop closed next door and you wanted to run to a supermarket. Why didn't you want to go to the supermarket? You could get everything in one house. So my focus is to make a beauty hub that you'll get each and every service you'll think about beauty in one roof, so that I may target a client who will come only for nails and hair. Maybe they need facial. This will include introducing new treatments, investing in better equipments because of technology. Today, if you can't invest in equipments, you remain the same person and people will run away from you. Ensuring that my salon provide premium customer experience. Because all in all, what you always come for is the experience. And even see in any advert, Red Bull, Coca-Cola, they always advertise the experience. So that's a secret I'm telling you when you're doing advertisement. Advertise on the experience, not you sold that product, how the client felt. So when you sell the experience of the client, this catches the attention of most people more than what you bought there. What was the experience? This client came in, was happy. So I also plan to store high-end beauty products, allowing customers to access best products even outside the salon. You know, after realizing this industry, there are those who will want to go and maintain themselves at home, and they'll really want to have some package at home. Ladies, we have ladies who are face routine, so they'll need that product to go. So after getting a facial, how can I get another cash from this person, or how can I get how can I make this person trust everything that I'm using? I use it, I sell to you, go use it at home. I am planning to train young beauticians and mentor upcoming entrepreneurs. Many young people have interest in beauty but lack skills, confidence, and business knowledge. I want to train and mentor aspiring beauticians, teaching them not just beauty technique but also customer service, professionalism, and business management. So customer service is what gave me the difference between me and any local salon. Professionalism, how I handle myself and how I handle my colleague and how I handle my clients. It's a very, very important factor in business, especially when you are a jet in the business of ladies. And business management also is another thing. How am I to, as I'm opening my beauty shop, how am I going to manage my staff? How am I going to manage my, it's the thing I want to train and mentor more upcoming entrepreneur. Additionally, I am to help them understand financial management, called branding. When you're doing business, you must understand what's called branding and marketing strategies for a business success. Branding is a very large thing. Maybe we can talk about it in another day, because branding is what makes you outstand in the market. What is my brand color? What is my brand voice? What is my brand motto? So branding, it's really matter in any business. If you feel you are failing, what are the things I was not doing? Do I have a brand logo? Because those are the things that keep Coca-Cola. You can see that and you identify as Coca-Cola and I'll go for it. You can see that and say Safaricom. It's branding that keeps you in the market. By equipping these people, I'll mentor them with skills. They become self-reliant and start on businesses, because I believe I train managers. So you can look in the book of Luke 6:38 in this goal. It says, give and it will be given to you. I believe in helping others to grow in success is more meaningful when it's shared. We have people who may start to do business and see the business is thriving, and see if he teaches the next person, this person will be the competitor, and you will not thrive in the same business. It never goes that way. If I could be having that mind, today I could not be having 40 plus more people behind, because in those 40 there are many more who have trained, went and opened their place. There are many trained and went to do different things. So when you have a skill and you want to keep it for yourself, it is something you'll die with, and nobody will really make you grow. What next after Clinton is opening multiple branches and creating job opportunities. Expanding business means establishing more salon branches in different locations. This will allow me to serve more clients, create jobs for young people, and establish a trusted beauty brand. Just like Naivas today is thriving, Naivas started somewhere, and it was a small wholesale. It's serving different branches. Equity today is in over. It's in over all over East Africa and past East Africa. So with that mindset will enable you to know how you can give the knowledge you have, and with that you'll get the blessing in that. So by scaling up, I can impact more lives and contribute to economic growth in the community, and this will encourage more youth to embrace business and self-employment, because many young people fear entrepreneurship due to financial and societal pressure. When you need to start, you ask yourself, where will I get the capital? How am I going to start? The society, will they accept me? I want to be the example and encourage them to take bold steps in business by sharing journey or challenges and lessons that I've gone through. I hope it inspires others to start, grow, and succeed in their ventures. My vision is not just about making money. It's about creating a sustainable business, empowering others, and making a difference in the community. And this, with this, we do programs like giving back to community. We do so community services. We go to children's home. We give them our services. We go to guys. We give them their services. Even these guys, even if they say in that salon is expensive, they can say, but they come here and shave us free. We give back to the community. It's not just about making money. And faith, hard work, and persistent is the best thing that I've met in my life. And with that, even God himself, through the verses I've given to you, is encouraging us to equip ourselves, and we be ready to work it out. Fear is what makes us not to see. God has not given us the spirit of fear. That should always be in your mind each and every day. Fear. So get up, do your best, start with whatever you have, working to know what you want to get. What do I do for fun? I love football. Sometimes I play football. Sometimes I watch football. Manchester oye. Watu wa Man U wako. Yeah. Tumezoea shida yetu ya kupigwa kila siku. Itatupea depression. It's fun for us kupigwa. I love networking. It's the most important thing. When I'm free, I do networking. I connect with other entrepreneurs and get to know how they managed. Because to me, looking my salon up to where it is, there is someone I also looked upon, and he really encouraged me. I don't know if you've ever heard of a salon in Mombasa called Mintos. I looked upon that guy and I carried my baby step. I talked to him. He advised, even though we were in the same industry, and that gives me the motive never to fail, give advice to anyone who will come to me, even if in the same industry. I like spending time with friends and family. I like attending business seminars when I'm not at the salon. And what I was forgetting to answer the question of Eric. What was I doing with computers? As we continue to do business, there are things that you learn each and every day. And there are things that are growing differently. So when I started training, like I say, when I started salon, I started serving with nails. But when I've come to start training, I'm on the verge of finishing a process in coming up with a college. And the college started as a beauty college. And in future, I really wanted to offer many other skills or many other courses. That's why we're introducing computer packages, we're introducing more courses. So that's what next for Clinton, to thrive in this entrepreneurial journey and this life full of different opportunity. What if I was offered a job opportunity today? Will I remain in business? I really say entrepreneurship has given me much freedom, purpose, and ability to create other opportunities. So, however, I believe in financial growth and stability, which means I open to multiple streams of income. That is for Rose. I'm open. So, I can say I'll take a job that aligns to my business or the vision and long-term goal I will consider. A job could provide an extra capital, new skill, because I like learning daily. Networking opportunity, it will give me that thing because I love it, that could help me grow. And at the same time, my priority remains in entrepreneurship because I see it as a path of long-term financial freedom. I'll finish by telling us this. By the Proverbs 5:6. Trust in the Lord all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. The fears we have is our understanding. Remove that fear. Start with what you have. Don't wait for the perfect conditions, because be patient and work hard. Success takes time and commitment. Surround yourself with the right persons. Learn from those who are ahead of you. If you really know someone is ahead of you, just go to them, talk to them. That's how I tell you I had to go and talk to someone who is ahead of me. And you'll find these people are ready to share, even though there is competition. By sharing that way, we know we have impacted ourselves. So, anything you want to do, identify your competitors, know who are ahead to you, talk to them, and they'll help you grow in any particular field that you're taking. Never give up with faith, determination, and hard work. You can achieve your dreams. I believe God has a purpose for every one of us. With the right mindset, faith, effort, you can turn any small idea into a great success. And I always believe and tell myself 3 things, which I can leave you to tell yourself. 4. 1. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. 2. That is 1. 2. This is more spiritual. I know God knew me before even I was born. And so are you. God knew you even you were born. 3. I know I have a purpose. And for this purpose, I have to live it. And 3, I believe I was chosen from the rest. And that's why I love Proverbs 22:29. If you master a skill, you'll serve the kings. If you not master it, you'll remain at the rest where they are. So if you want to get out from the rest, just believe you can do it. Start with what you have. Learn from people who are ahead of you. And thank you for listening, and may God bless you.
I just want to share as Carlos has come in the front. There is a lady called Maya Angelou who said, and this is what Clinton has reminded me of. He said, people will forget what you said tonight. Then people will forget what you did. But people will not forget, will never forget how you made them feel. Yeah, so I think from MCBT they make you feel a certain kind of way. So today we are honored to have celebrated a young man from Langas. When you're in Eldoret, you get Langas more. So the Langas of today is different.
It's still the same.
It's still the same. so when the Langas are reborn, but we are celebrating a young man from Langas who has now impacted the lives of 40 plus people. And we know he's not the only one in this room. I know the next session organized by Rose and will now bring up someone else. So it would be nice if all of us sit here and the same celebration is celebrated to you as well. Because all of us have something. Some of you are just hiding them. So how many of you, me being the first, me being the key, wangapi ambao wataanzisha entrepreneurship nini kwa Kiswahili? How many of you promise to start a business this year? Me, I don't know what I will start. Me, I don't know nails. Me, sijui nails. How many? You promise this year. So I want to take the number. Count, Carlos. So 1 this year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 people have promised me 14. Yes, and we will ask Clinton to be the one following up on our promises. Clinton, you have 14 people. You can ask us any time. Now, out of the 14 people, how many of you know what you want to do? How many know? Watakoya knows? Okay. Carlos knows. Naibei knows. Okay. Yes. My brother knows. So 4 people know to start. But me, I don't know. But I promise that this year I will start small. Now, the last thing is it okay to share these notes? Yes. So if you want these notes, maybe I don't know if there's anything to remove. You know, squeeze in mambo ya data protection, kama kuna vitu ya kutoa. But if you want the notes, I think you can send a message to Clinton and he will utatumia mtu. Whoever is interested. Yeah, because those were good notes. You know, you can learn a thing or two. And with that, may God bless you, Clinton, and all of us as I welcome Elder, for today at least. Elder Kilifi. Sorry, there's the last thing. Before Elder. Is? Okay. Site as in website ya okay. You have the things. Okay. So you've all had that. Maybe you can start with Clinton, but you've had that. Watakoya has things that he can use to start a business. He's looking for maybe if you told us what it was. Yeah, maybe the business inataka msitu kwa msitu ndani. Unaweza
hadi kwa mzigo nitakuja.
But anyway, maybe you can tell us here or site. Okay, so he wants to start a cyber. You know what?
Okay, I can give you a site. Okay. Next to you, there's a building. Tulikuwa na gari ya platform, which is our automotive, but I think the place is still open.
Hata kama wamefanya
so inafika kuwekea pressure, lakini next week tunakuja. Next week tulikala.
I don't time this pharmacy. Maybe